Hello, hello, and welcome to the show.
Hello.
I hate to tell you, sweetheart, but you're looking a little masculine today.
I'm not. I look just like me.
Am I me or am I Steve?
I think you're. No, you're you.
So, on your inventory screen, you're yourself.
Right. And on my F5, I'm by myself. Red lips, pink cheeks, all 9 yards.
I wonder if this has something to do with the other stuff or issues we've been having today. So this is the first time I've logged in to 1.7.9, and they pushed out a whole bunch of fixes like right next to each other. I don't know how many issues they had, but obviously this has still got some problems when it comes to at least land-based stuff, because as you know, we play on a single-player world that we open to LAN, and all of my stuff, including the inventory that I have on me, my ender chest full of all of these goodies, was not there when I popped in. None of it. It basically had said I have never been on this thing. It put me at the original spawn out in the trees over that direction, and I freaked. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. After
he swore a lot.
Talking to Water Bear about it on Skype, he suggested going back to a previous update and coming back in and see if it was there. So I tried 1.7.8,
yeah,
and no bueno. So I went back to 1.7.6,
5
or 0.5, thank you, and everything was there. So I put down a chest. I put all of my stuff in it, all of the stuff from the ender chest in it. Had Rain look in all of my chests so that like her character actually visually saw all the stuff.
Because we
Popped
hosted
back
off my
into
computer.
1.7.9, and it saved it. It showed up. It's still there. So if any of you guys are having that problem with this new update in your LAN, I don't know about like servers or anything like this. I haven't heard anybody having any problems with it, and I think that's just mostly because people don't play on a single player that is converted into a LAN. And I don't know if this is something that has actually come up as bugs and issues, but I mean, hopefully I don't have to look at Rain and Wa as Steve forever.
That would suck. That would really suck. I really like my skin. You should be able to see it.
I was downstairs. I had to make myself a new helmet because this one was about done, and if I remember correctly, it's basically not possible to repair it. And I spent 30 levels and got this one. Projectile Protection 4, Respiration 3, Unbreaking 3, Aqua Affinity 1. I would have liked to have seen regular protection versus projectile protection, but I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, that's for 30 levels. Whoop,
Yeah. Not bad at all.
Obviously, you can see by my inventory, I got something going on here. This is just not random that it's set up like this. I wanted to show you guys what we've been working on out in the
Toolies?
In the Toolies. I did work on another building out there, sweetheart, if you want to go take a look at it.
It's getting to be nighttime.
Yes,
shouldn't we sleep first?
Will do that. So, as you guys will be aware of, we have been quasi on vacation and other things going on, so I've been a little bit short on the videos. It's one of those things where I didn't realize I was getting burned out until I
stopped for a bit and went, oh my gosh, that felt good.
Ooh, I needed some more time off. But then I found myself Friday, this will be out on Monday, so last Friday, found myself playing this just because I wanted to, and then it continued on into the weekend, and I was like, well, obviously I got it back. And I also did a massive recording with Rain to finish off game dev, so I'm going to get those videos edited and on the games channel. Just got my mojo back. Got my feelings for.
Stella got his groove back, or something.
So we talked about building another house in this section, a large house or 2 small houses, and I started toying around with it, and I really wanted to do some epically huge house. And I wanted to show you guys kind of the thought process behind this, where going into it and building it as a whole, and then coming back and fixing things that need to be fixed. Now, in this case, we're going to make things dilapidated, so it's not a matter of making things work properly for a completed house, more so making things work for a house that has been weathered the way we want it to. I already went ahead and put in the moss and cracked in various places. But as you can see, it's fairly well laid out. I mean, as a house goes, very few things to add to this to make it something that would actually be good for a current, dwelling of sorts in your LP or in your world in Minecraft. And the villagers would be happy to call it home, I think. A couple of things I see that need to be fixed because of different things that I did. One of these things would be this. I need to fill this in with some half slabs. But that's why I have these things on me, is so I can go through and make this a little bit dilapidated. So while I am starting to work on that, sweetheart.
Yes, dear.
Steve, you're my new sweetheart. Would you be willing...
Don't call me that.
Would you be willing to get some... This is spruce, I believe.
That's not spruce. Is it?
Yeah, it's not dark. Dark oak is on the...
Dark oak's darker. Yeah.
Spruce, half slabs, and then also I want to put... Around these dirt blocks, I want to put some...
Trapdoors?
Trapdoors, yeah.
Spruce, half slabs, and trapdoors it is.
Can do. Thank you.
Maybe can do. Something I'm going to have to do off camera, I think, is I'm running low on diamonds.
You're running low on diamonds?
Yeah.
I got 7 blocks plus quite a few.
I've got 5 blocks. That's it.
You got 5 blocks and that's it. I think that's plenty.
No.
Plenty. I mean, realistically, when you think about how long that's going to last you...
It doesn't last very long.
It will last a really long time.
I use them up really fast.
Why do you use them up so quickly?
Because I do lots of stuff.
You do not.
I do tons of stuff. That's not true.
You do nothing.
Who's fetching stuff for you right now? I do things.
You do things and stuff. Also need 3 stone brick half slabs.
How much spruce half slabs do you need?
A stack would be plenty. That'd be more than I would actually need. Does that help you in that respect?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I kind of just want to go through this and talk about how we would dirty this up. Last episode, we kind of left off with this thing here, and it looks, like a Neapolitan thing, and we're trying to figure out if we can make it work or not. And those colors still have issues, but if you sit back and look at it in correspondence with the other things and how dilapidated they are, it does make sense. It is a little bit wonky. The bushes definitely helped out kind of hiding some of that stuff, and in fact that right there I would actually add something to it to help out with that a little bit more. In fact, I could use a light over here too. That also need pumpkins. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing like GB here where I got
being
everything.
A little GB-ish. Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll get that going, and the same concept for this one. And while I'm working on this, I want to talk about some of the things that's going on lately. We have been on the vacations. We got things that have been happening there. We've also had a chance to see some movies that, yes, they've been out for a while and other people are aware of them, but it's something that I like to talk about quite a bit because, well, I like the movies. And hopefully you guys enjoy listening to me talk about them. The other day, we were getting ready to take off for our vacation, and I asked the wife while she was out picking up some groceries for it, "Sweetheart, can you please pick up the Desolation of Smog?" And not being able to go see it in the theater was just kind of terrible as far as I was concerned. I was really upset that we weren't able to do it, but we just had a lot of stuff going on at the time, and we knew we were going to buy it, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Once you get to the point where you purchased the Lord of the Rings trilogy and you watch them as often as I do, specifically, the wife watches them fairly often, but I watch them like
but
all
I sleep
the
more
time.
than you, so
you knew that you were going to be getting them, so we went ahead and decided to just wait until it came out and picked it up. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to watch it before vacation or on vacation, which actually on vacation not having a chance to watch it, I think personally was a good thing. Then it got to the point where we got back and I decided to take a few more days off, so I gave myself that time that I needed to get
your head right.
get my head right and get a movie or two watched. And so we watched it, and I was really looking forward to it. A lot of bashing went on for the first movie. I didn't understand the bashing myself. I get it was a little slow, but I really enjoyed the first movie, and I thought they did a good job at making you understand where the characters were coming from. It was a little bit kiddie at times, like almost like Jar Jar kiddie at times, and I was a bit concerned about that, but it ended up working out in the end. Then we finally got the chance to watch Desolation of Smog, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be epic, or it's going to be terrible. And knowing that they kind of had to rush what was going to be 2 movies into 3 at the last minute, and the process of how movies are created, especially when they're filmed at the same time, didn't really know what was going to come of it. Was interested to see what was going to happen out of it, and I think they pulled it off until I got to the. We already knew that Legolas was going to be in this. We talked about this in a different thing, but until I got to the.
I'll use more Legolas.
Non-stop action, digital input, all CGI. Holy cow! What the hell happened? I already got used to the fact that they were using a new way to.
Here.
Thank you. A new way to.
Here.
Oh, that one's not going to work anyway. I'm going to have to figure out a different place to put that.
Did you get him?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Well, I might just have to use a torch to light this up. Actually, right here. Yes. A new way to film at a higher res, and yeah, a lot of people think it shows too much, and when it came to certain things, I definitely agree. Like, the one that stuck out to me immediately was, why does Legolas have a 5 o'clock shadow? And do they really
he growed up
expect
since last time?
Yeah. And do they really expect all that makeup to
make him look younger?
Make him look younger, make the old version Bilbo look younger. What was his name? Ian
Holm.
Ian Holm. Great actor, but I mean, there was quite a bit of time that happened between
the
original
actually, I thought they did a pretty good job with him. Legolas, though, I mean, and partly I think.
Did you get the jack-o'-lanterns?
Yeah.
Can I have them?
I put a bunch of them in holes already, but you can have that one if you want.
I can only have one.
I've used the other ones that I made.
You used them all?
Yeah. How many more do you need?
Let's find out. See how many holes you missed. So far, so good. Let me check my light in here real quick.
Oh, so what I was saying is that I think the problem, especially with Legolas, is the fact that
1.
Orlando Bloom was
2. We're gonna need 2.
Pretty much a teenager when
Right.
they did the last ones. Where's this one go?
1. So you did have more.
I just made more. I had more pumpkins. I just
Oh.
didn't put torches in them yet.
Okay, right there is where it's gonna go.
Okay. And then he, I mean, really,
Okay, let's put one
men stop growing taller usually in their
right
teenage
here,
years,
too.
but they really do change in looks
Right.
well into their 20s.
Yeah.
They go from looking like a teenager to looking like a man. And that's kind of the point they were at between when they did the first movies with him and with these ones, and he just went from looking like kind of a Weasley teenager looking guy to looking like a man.
Yeah.
Well, kind of a Weasley looking man still, but
As a whole, for the film trilogy at this point, and obviously we have to wait till the next one comes out to verify that, but it was a sellout. The entire thought process behind this trilogy was to make money, and I mean, typically, yeah, that's the case anyway, but it was a sellout.
it doesn't have the feeling of being a labor of love like
No,
the first 3 movies.
not
I
at
mean,
all.
those ones you could tell they were very passionate about making the Lord of the Rings movies, and this one it was more, well, we made the last ones, we should make these ones too.
Hey, Steve, where are you going?
Going to a good vantage point.
Oh, okay. So I went ahead and finished this off here before we came back to take a look at it. Obviously, we need to wait for the vines to grow and stuff, but as you saw, I was taking stuff out and putting a different wood in. So this is the birch, and then we got the regular oak there. Give that waterlogged look, and then randomly placing some grass in and some shrubberies, along with the grass kind of helping it look like it's either come back to life or got a little bit dead, depending on your point of view from that. I mean, I would imagine this area was pretty much all grass at one point.
Seems likely.
Entrance and everything is looking alright, just a little bit overgrown, and then the doors are gone, but we have some window panes in here a little bit here and there, and put out a hole there in the roof that would correlate into the main floor down into the bottom, and got some vinage growing in here, so like sun's been coming in, water's been coming in, a nice damp cool place for stuff to grow into. And that was the basic concept, is just to make it look, you know, just like everything else, a little bit overgrown, a little bit worn out, and a very simple thing to do. So keep in mind when you're making your structures, you don't always have to, especially in these kind of things, do what the final result is going to be from the get-go. It's sometimes just a matter of figuring out what direction you want to go. Build it. Does it look good? Yeah. Okay, now pull back. And what do I really need to change?
Right.
Even in this structure here, now that it's been dilapidated, it was one of those things where I built it and then came back and actually changed part of the structure itself because it didn't quite make sense. So never think
making sense is highly overrated.
Yeah.
I don't understand your need to always make sense.
Never think that you're finished. Always have the thought process that you can always make something better. It's always a work in progress, and if you keep that thought process or that concept in your mind, you tend to push yourself and come up with things that you wouldn't necessarily have thought of otherwise. And don't be afraid. You know, this game is Minecraft, ergo you can break and replace blocks as many times as you want to.
Yes.
About to get boomy in here, baby.
Oh, good. That's always fun.
Been spending some more time over here digging stuff out, just, you know, when I feel like it and have some spare time available to me. And this project is starting to really get into my head as far as me wanting to work on it, which is...
I found another spawner.
You did?
Yeah. I'll come back to where you are.
All right. It's either a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. The problem with it being a bad thing is just that it was something I didn't intend on spending time on anytime soon. And if I do get stuck on it, it could potentially eat away a lot of my time. So I don't know that I want to, I guess, get stuck doing it at the moment. Ooh. But we'll see what happens. Scare you?
A little bit.
It's good though, because, you know, we're gaining all these things, and these are going to be important as we continue on building things down the line to have the supplies
right
available to us. And not that we're going to need any more cobblestone, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And then we got things like this gold that is always coming in handy, especially since the wife wants to get to where
I really
we
want to
can
build
make
our
a beacon completely out of gold. And I'm okay with it, being as we have a way to get it, but I at the same time kind of think once we get an iron farm up and going, that's a much more viable resource, because iron farms are just so much faster to gain the resource. So
that's true.
You want to show me where this place
is?
Yeah,
come right over here. Let me find those red mushrooms again.
So this is the second spawner, like, right in this area.
Yes. I assume it's a different one. I don't think I went the same way.
This one right here is the one we lit up.
Nope. Okay, come this way, though.
That's the zombie spawner we saw a couple episodes ago.
Uh-huh.
And we're
But if you look right over here...
Oh, wow.
Ta-da!
Okay. Well, let's break into it, see what it is, and see if it has anything to offer us, shall we? It is already lit up.
Oh, okay.
It is a skeleton spawner that has already been taken care of.
Oh, I just found it from a different way then.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I mentioned it earlier on in this one, we have just come back from a vacation, and I thought we could talk about it a little bit. It was very entertaining and fun.
It was an amazing vacation. I had a blast. I want to do it again immediately. Why do I don't want to get shot by skeletons again immediately. That's no fun.
A whole bunch showing up, creatures all of a sudden. I don't know if it's because where we went in, we kind of
opened up a new...
kind of new spawn area or something, so they're just tracking us, or what?
I'm getting shot, but I don't know if I can't see who I'm getting shot. Are you getting shot,
or is it one of those little devils, the silverfish?
No, it's. I'm hearing a bow. He's shooting at me. I just can't see him. Oh, you're down there. You can't hit me. I bet I can hit you though.
We went to a place called Pacific Beach, Washington, and it's close to a fairly big
resort-ish area.
Yeah, vacation destination area called
Ocean Shores.
Ocean Shores, thank you. And it was close enough that we could go there and utilize the area and have fun for the day there, but it was far enough away that we didn't have to deal with all of the hubbub that came with
we didn't have to be part of the tourist crowd.
Right. And I was very happy about... Oh, jeez. I was very happy about that thought process. I knew it was close by. I didn't know exactly where it was. It's one of those areas that if you blink, you'd miss it type of thing. So...
It was so relaxing. It was just such a nice time. I really liked it a lot. And I think we should do it again.
You want to go ahead and tell them a little bit about what it was and why we were able to stay there without going into...
So it's an old military base that's like retired. So they, instead of just closing it and letting it go all, worn out or whatever you'd call it, I guess, they turned it into a little resort area for active and retired military personnel, which we're not, but we have a friend who is, and that's who we went on vacation with, and it's just you rent the old base houses, so it's you just these little, what you'd imagine a young family's type house to be, and we were in a 4-bedroom type house, and they've got a bunch of stuff for people to do. I mean, it's very, very family oriented, so there was tons of stuff for the boy to do.
Very relaxing though. We went there for a few days and just chillaxed, and I have been, I should say, I'm not necessarily anymore. I have been a fan of camping in the past. I like to go out into the wilderness and do the whole camping thing, but lately, as I get older, it's something I really don't want to do anymore, and it seems like more work than fun.
Right.
I don't know if it's just because you get older and you don't want to spend as much time on hard surfaces, or you get older and you have more stuff that you gotta pack because you have to have it, quote unquote. It just, in recent years, has not been as fun, and I've had a hard time trying to come up with something that we can get other family and friends involved with, that changes up that camping concept. Some of the people we have gone camping with in the past have RVs and stuff, so easier for them than us. But now that we've got this concept of going in and staying in some kind of a house, like renting a lake house or renting a beach cabin in this case, I hope to see that happening more often. And I tell you right now, it is more expensive to go that route, sure, but it's so nice because some of these places, they'll have kitchens that are fully stocked, essentially, like not food-wise, but
but like all the dishes and all that stuff.
So you don't have to worry about that. If you don't want to go eat out every night and have the expense of that, you don't have to. But most of those places are also close to areas to go eating out, so you don't have to do any cooking if that's also the way you want to go.
I'm totally lost.
Well, folks, as you can see, we're still digging this stuff out quite a bit. There's a lot to do, and I don't know how big the room this is going to be. I can't tell you I need to go deeper for the whole thing. I got to kind of be careful in some of these areas, obviously around the portal, because we don't want that to break, and then this wall's going to have to come out at some point, but I don't know what all is back here. I have spent some time up in this location, digging some more stuff out and lighting it up, but there hasn't been much in this area, so hopefully it's hollow enough that it won't be too much work to get it dug out. The overall concept for this, though, requires quite a big cavern, and I have no dimensions that I really know what I want to go with. I just know that I want it covered in the end, and if you look over at the makeshift staircase we had, that doesn't allow for too much room up. A little bit, but if you want to give it an actual cavern or cave fill, it's going to have like higher and lower spots, and like I said, I want stalactites and stalagmite type structures in here, so we'll get it going. I have some more TNT, obviously, that I want to get rid of. I have, I think, I want to say 8 full stacks of TNT back at the place already made, and nice. I still have a full chest of gunpowder. So this is one of those things we're going to continue on working on, mostly off camera. But as we did just get back from vacation, I was looking for something that would allow us to do a little bit of a talkie. So hopefully I didn't chew your ear off, and not chew your ear off.
That seems very rude of you.
Yeah, that does seem really rude. I didn't bore you to death too much with our conversation here. I try not to get too preachy about my videos and my movies, but I am very passionate about them, and Peter Jackson kind of messed up in my opinion. That's about it for this episode. Don't forget that like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and I will see you next time.
Bye, guys.